Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking this product, the Ordinary Volufiline Solution. What started out as a fairly standard product launch from The Ordinary transformed into one of the most controversial skincare products of 2025. There are those who absolutely love this product and swear by it, saying that it's helped restore lost volume, hydrated and plumped the skin. Then there's those that say it's nothing more than overhyped marketing, and actually, as an ingredient, it's never going to deliver the results that The Ordinary promise. So, what's the truth? Well, I've been using this product consistently for the past 3 months on my own skin, and I want to share with you my Volufiline before and after stories. I also want to take a deep dive into some of the controversies, some of the criticisms of the product, so we can see whether any of these actually hold weight. Ultimately, I want us as the skincare consumer to be fully informed when it comes to working out whether this has a place in our skincare routine or not. So sit back, relax, let's talk all things The Ordinary Volufiline Serum. Now in today's video, I'm going to share with you my own hot take on this product, but reportedly it's sold upwards of 2.5 million units. So there must be lots of you guys out there that have used it on your own skin. So how have you found it? What results have you got? Sound off in the comments section below and share with me your own before and after experiences. Is this a product that's worked really well for you? If it is, leave the heart emoji and state why. If you're somebody that just really didn't get on with the product or you haven't got the results you expected, leave the cross emoji and again, share those results so we can really see what the thoughts and opinions of the Mad About Skin community really are. There's been quite a lot of sponsored content surrounding this product, but just know that here on Mad About Skin, as always, this video isn't sponsored and it isn't in paid partnership. So if you want and value truly independent skincare advice and recommendations, make sure to reach down and give the video a big thumbs up and a like. The more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So it just means as many people as possible can hear some unbiased opinions when it comes to this product and fight through all the sponsorship going on. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So The Ordinary launched their Volufiline Serum around 2.5 months ago. I was actually lucky enough to be given the opportunity to try it out around a month before it launched. So I've now been using this on my own face for around 3.5 months, which I think is long enough to be able to see the start of those longer term results. This really captured people's imaginations because it aligns with what a lot of people are trying to achieve in their own skincare routine. Plumper, more healthy looking skin, an increase in skin density and, replacing some of that hollowness that we can get as we age as a result of fat loss. Definitely ticking a lot of boxes, and it came with a super affordable price point. The Ordinary, and props to them, actually launched this just before their November sale. So they launched a new product with 23% off, which I think is kind of why a lot of people bought into it and it sold those multi-million unit volumes. A lot of people thought with the super affordable price point, what is there to lose? Let's give it a try and see if it actually works. And the reviews have definitely been mixed. Almost quite polarized. There's a whole cohort of people that absolutely love this product. I've said it's worked wonders on their skin and I think it's marvelous. There's a whole cohort too that say they just don't think it's worked or they don't believe in the ingredient or the hype that surrounds it. And that's really why I wanted to do a deep dive today. So Volufiline, also sometimes referred to as Volufiline, started out in France, I believe, then made its way into Korean skincare and then it's come back to the West with The Ordinary. Now, this product is super affordable when you look at their retail price, but you're not getting a whole lot of product. This is just 15 ml, which again, I think surprised a lot of people when they opened it and saw how small the bottle was. 15 ml is half the standard size of an ordinary serum, but you only need a small amount. So I would find that one of these lasted me about 2.5 months, which I think is really great value for money. Now, when it comes to my own experiences with So I'm first going to share my own experiences with it, give you like my own before and after. Then going to come on to the criticism that seems to be leveled at this product, and we'll talk about each critique in turn. And then I want to share with you how I think it's best to use it in order to get the best results. I've left some timestamps down in the description box below, so if you want to jump to one section of the video over another, they're all there, so be my guest. So my own experience with this is, first and foremost, I've enjoyed the results that I've seen. Definitely got some additional hydration and some instant plumping from applying this to the skin. That is literally within minutes of applying it, you'll see that plumping and that hydration. In the long term, over those 3.5 months, I definitely have seen more consistent plumping before I've even actually used it. So this isn't just an instant fix, but something that in the long term, at least for me, has delivered some benefits. I found that where I had some hollowness in the skin under the eye and in the contours of the cheeks, that is less noticeable than it used to be. It's not groundbreaking. I've heard people refer to this as filler in a bottle. I think that's very misleading. You're not going to get filler-like results, but it is noticeable to the naked eye, so it is clearly doing something. I've definitely been impressed with the results I've seen. I like the instant hydration and the instant plumping. I'm all for a quick win when it comes to skincare, and you definitely get it with this. But after that 3.5 month point, I definitely have seen some long-term results, which makes me want to continue to use it. I'm going to continue with this in my own skincare routine, and whilst I haven't been like wowed or blown away with the outcomes that I've got, I've been impressed enough to want to continue to invest my own coin and buy it time and time again. Now, the couple of things I will call out is it can be a little tricky in terms of the application. Later on in the video, like I said, I'm going to share with you how I think it's best to apply it, but it does have a slightly oily, greasy feel to it, which if you use it just neat on the skin, it can almost leave behind a little greasiness, which wasn't the nicest feel, if I'm honest. So what I've actually taken to doing is mixing a few drops of it in with my favorite moisturizer, then applying it where I want it to be. This, I think, gives the best application, helps it to absorb a bit quicker, and you don't get that greasy after effect. So that's definitely one of the drawbacks for me, at least, is I didn't enjoy the application. But you can get around that, work around it by applying it within your moisturizer. That definitely works. And I will say the dropper, which helps to dispense it, not the easiest to use. I would have personally just preferred the standard pipette. That's personal choice, but the packaging I think can be tweaked and improved. But ultimately, we're here for the results, and I definitely got them. I would say it worked for me. Was it filler in a bottle? No, but did it deliver enough that I wanted to continue to use it? Absolutely. And if you like a quick win, instant plumping and hydration, this is a really, really nice product to use. And I would say you could almost switch out for an existing hyaluronic acid or other plumping serum that you have in your routine. Ditch that, use this instead. And that way you're not overloading the skin with too many products. And when it comes to the criticism of this product, there's quite a lot. It's many and it's varied. So I picked out the top 4 key critiques that I see about it online, and we're going to talk about it. First and foremost is that the product is overhyped. I've touched on this already. People online refer to it as filler in a bottle. This sets unrealistic expectations. I do note that The Ordinary never called it filler in a bottle. That was something content creators, influencers, and social media personalities started to refer to it as. So I don't blame The Ordinary for this. I blame some of the hardcore fans almost hyping it up before they've even tried it. You are not going to get the same results for a topically applied skincare product as you would from an injectable filler treatment. Set your expectations. For me, it's worked in the long term, but it's not the same as having a filler treatment. But I think it's hard to blame The Ordinary for that when it's not actually them. They made some very, very clear claims about the product in terms of plumping and hydration, which it definitely fulfilled. They kept to their side of the bargain. I think other people have hyped it on their behalf. Another critique I see a lot is that it's not new. Yes, but it's not. Volufiline has been around for around 10 years now, I believe. As I said, started out in France, you see it in Korean skincare, it's now made its way into the Decium collection. Again, The Ordinary never claimed that the ingredient was new. They've actually licensed this from another brand that owns the license to this Volufiline so that they can use it in their own products. They've licensed it to lots of other brands too. It's not new, it's not innovative, it's been around for some time. However, I think The Ordinary made it available to the masses with their distribution network and their affordable price point. I applaud them for that. And again, to give The Ordinary their credit, they never said it was new. I believe some people might have said that on their behalf, but the brand themselves never said it was new. And I don't think in skincare everything has to be new all the time. Sometimes just a reimagining or a repackaging or a repurposing of an existing ingredient is just as good as having something that's completely new and innovative. Now, the third critique, I think, is the one that stacks up the most, and that's that it's not proven on the skin to work on the skin on our face. There has been a few studies done into Volufiline, which actually use breast tissue to measure the impact in terms of an increase in lipid retention and plumpness. And it did show a meaningful impact. I think it was 2.5% increase in volume and lipid density in the areas targeted. People will say breast tissue very different to the skin on our face. It absolutely is. But I think sometimes to just discredit something because it's not been done in exactly the skin and the area that you want to apply it, I think it does a disservice. Clearly it does work. It's been proven to work on different tissues of our body. Does that automatically mean it will work on the face? No, it doesn't. But does it automatically mean it won't work on the face? No. And I think we have to see that in its entirety. Lots of people are sharing their anecdotal experiences of this serum, saying it has worked in terms of increasing density and minimizing hollowness and shallowness in the skin. I would add to that report. It's definitely worked for me. Doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone, but I think to dismiss something as not working because the tests that they've done have been on other areas of the body, I think misses the point. It's not a guaranteed slam dunk win, but there's enough anecdotal experiences being shared that it definitely does something. Then last but by no means least, people report that this actually breaks them out, so it's caused breakouts and maybe exacerbated adult acne. This is the one that I think is going to very much depend on you and your individual skin type. I am very adult acne prone. I have breakouts day in, day out. This hasn't exacerbated them. However, I know other people whose opinions I really value and trust that says it has. So I think it very much depends on your individual skin composition, your skin type, and how reactive your skin is to certain ingredients. It does have a slightly more oily consistency, so that will likely exacerbate any breakouts if you are prone to breakouts and generally, but I'm proof that that won't apply to everybody. And so I think, as with anything, there is going to be an element of trial and error here. If you have a very dryness prone skin type, this could be amazing for the additional hydration. I think it could be an absolute win. If you have an oily, acne prone skin type, proceed with a little caution. Don't write it off, but proceed with a little caution and really take note of what your skin's doing and how it's reacting and adjust accordingly. It's not going to work for everyone, but that same applies to just about every skincare product. My skin is super oily and acne prone. It was fine for me. I do know for other people it wasn't. And those criticisms I think are absolutely valid. It's not to say that these should all be dismissed outright, but I think when you see any critiques and criticisms, you have to see them in the round and understand them in a bit more detail, and hopefully that's helped with that. Ultimately, I think when it comes to the Ordinary Volufiline, any over-exaggerated marketing claims and hype hasn't actually come from the brand themselves, but rather come from content creators and celebrities online. This can be frustrating because I think with anything to do with skincare, we have to set our expectations accordingly. And I would say I have seen a noticeable change to my skin for using this. Has it been groundbreaking? No, it hasn't. Am I going to say run out and buy this now? No, because I think it's fine, but it's not going to be for everyone and it's not an essential part of anyone's skincare routine. It's a nice to have, something a little bit different that you can start into your skincare routine, and if it works, which it has done for me, all the better. But I don't think it's one of those slam dunk must buy now style products. If you are going to use this, I think knowing how to use it properly will probably give you the very best results. So first and foremost, I use it twice a day, every single day. Consistency is key. You need to invest in the long term. So maybe, if you're going to try this out, buy a couple of bottles because you want to try it out for 3 or 4 months to really start seeing those results come through. For me, they only appeared at around the 3-month mark. You really need to be giving it a chance to actually work. I do think that adding it to your moisturizer is going to give a better application. You could apply it direct to the areas where you want and then put moisturizer on top. That would also work to minimize any of the oily or sticky feeling that you can get from it. So that's definitely a tip that I can share with you. And just proceed with caution. If you have very oily and acne prone skin and you're a little bit worried about using it, maybe it's not the product for you. Maybe, opt for some other plumping serums. And if you want to see a list of, my favorite plumping serums, a video on that, let me know down in the comments. I'd happily share it with you. I definitely think consistency is key. Knowing how to apply it twice a day, using that moisturizer hack is going to give you the best results. And I do use it in a targeted way. Apply it to where you want that plumping, to where you want that increase in density. Does it mean that you're only going to get the results there? No, something like this isn't targeted enough to actually deliver that, but it will definitely help increase how noticeable the results are over time. So I use it where I want it, which is under the eyes and contours of the cheek. And I actually put some on the lips too. This was a hack that was shared with me by quite a few of you guys in the comment section. A little on the lips. Works really well to instantly hydrate, nourish, and just give a little extra boost to the pout. In the long term, let's see how that goes. I've only been doing that for a couple of weeks now, but definitely the short-term wins on the lips, don't forget that area. That could be a really quick win. Hopefully this has helped you navigate your way through what people are referring to as filler in a bottle. I would love to know what your thoughts are. Let's share them as a community so we can learn from each and every one of us. So let me know down in the comments section below what your thoughts were. Leave the heart emoji if you love this product, the cross emoji if it just disappointed. And that way we can take stock and see. Thank you so much for being with me on a little 3-month journey with this product. I've hopefully kept you updated along the way. This is like the final video in a series, so I did my first impressions, did a little update, and then I feel like we've come full circle. Having used it for 3.5 months, I can comfortably share with you the results that I've seen, and hopefully this is useful for you. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.